Although I penned the bulk of our rhymes, Leila recently cultivated the knack of writing hooks. When we ripped our last performance for the Corridor, an underground showcase for aspiring MCs that changed venue each month, like the legendary Lyricist Lounge, at its Valentine's Day special at SOB's, the audience quickly picked up Leila's refrain and rapped along. Leila has always been the ticket on stage, grabbing the audience's attention with her low-cut halters and stiletto heels and keeping it with those contagious chants. It was all good, because after the show, while young girls were rushing Leila for her autograph and asking where she bought her gear, I was the one other MCs stepped to saying, "Yo, your rhyme got me mad open," or "You got a tape I can cop?" She caught their interest on stage. I kept them thinking after the show. So I didn't hate on Fatal, because it was our differences that made us such a tight duo. But that's exactly why I didn't appreciate her coming at me like she did. "Fine," I said. I lifted myself off the Sage Natuzzi sofa. "You don't want to work anymore? Just say so. Don't be biting my head off." "Whatever." Leila flicked her hand at me, flashing her latest silk wrap with a Puerto Rican flag painted on each nail and the middle finger of each hand topped with a genuine half-carat diamond as the star. The manicurist had flipped when she busted out with real gems and said, "I don't wear fake shit." Sitting next to her getting my French manicure touched up, I reminded Leila of the dye jobs, hair extensions, padded bras, and the wrap itself. She wagged an undone finger at me and said, "Cállate. How you gonna shout me out when I'm treating you, maldita morena?" That was 2 weeks ago, and the last time we laughed together. That night we performed at SOB's and brought the house down. But she had been ornery ever since, and I was sick of it. Leila's always been moody, but she should have been fiending to iron out this rhyme so we could schedule a session with Darnell, record the track, and get out the album instead of hating on my writing. Don't whatever me. I grabbed my own notebook and took off to my room. "You need to quit snapping at me." "I don't need to do nothing," Leila called after me. "You need to remember who pays the rent on this motherfucker." I walked into my room, whirled around to yell, "You mean your pimp?" and slammed the door as hard as I could. At the moment, I didn't think anything of it. Leila and me, we might as well be sisters. We love and fight each other equally hard. She's my living diary, and I'm hers. And we say shit to each other that if some other heifer said would get her tenderized. In fact, Fatal and I became tight because we fought. Back at Rafael Hernandez Middle School in the Hunts Point section of the South Bronx, Leila rolled like the villain in an old Western, the badass whose name rippled spines. Then you'd see this tiny Puerto Rican girl dressed in royal blue leather from head to toe, parting the crowd in the hallway between classes. You'd wonder, this is the infamous Leila Aponte? As she was all of 4'11", maybe a good 85 pounds if she got caught in a thunderstorm. But that stone-cold look with those icy eyes would freeze you in place. Leila seemed even smaller when flanked by her crew. She ran with 3 of the biggest bone black girls you did not want to fuck with. Tasha, the LL Cool J fanatic, with buttons of him all over her knapsack. Mean Monique, because there was another sweet Monique in our class who looked just like Aaliyah. May she rest in peace. And Vaseline, whose real name I can't remember. We called her Vaseline because her face was always greased up, ready and looking for a fight she usually found. Leila had sent Vaseline to pick the fight with me. She admitted that only a few years ago, when we heard that some woman stabbed Vaseline at a street festival in broad daylight. Now Leila claimed to forget why she sicked Vaseline on me, but I remember like it was yesterday. This kid she liked named Craig. Craig sat next to me in math class, and all I did was lend the scrub a pencil.